And I'm floating away in what I call perfect blackness, a velvety, encompassing, peace generating blackness. And it was so black, I literally couldn't see my hand in front of my face were I to try. But I remember thinking throughout most of my life, I've been terrified of the dark, that every single thing I am, down to my funny little giggle, had gone with me. And all I was left with was peace and a sense of just joy, a sense of lightness. It's like all those heavy earth weights had been dropped from me. But that little thing of hearing myself giggle was very powerful because I realized the stuff, the anxiety, the woe, the weary, the guilt, the regret, all that self-recrimination, all of that wasn't really part of me. It just kind of got attached to me as I moved through this experience called life on earth. The other really interesting thing that happened, and I haven't talked about this a lot, after I was apparently dead, the nurse in the room started screaming my name, Rosemary, except it was desperate and frantic and loud. But the further I floated away from my body, the softer it got. And the other fascinating thing to me now is I didn't respond. I had already dropped persona of Rosemary. So to me, her screaming Rosemary, Rosemary, she must have said it 35 times. It was like an annoying alarm going off when you just want to sleep. It was like, rah, 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 that I had already made the separation, that Rosemary was gone. And now I was just this person I'd been in eternity. So, but meanwhile, I'm floating further and further away from my body. And I had so many thoughts so fast in every direction. But one of the things that occurred to me was I thought about the Bible verse, the peace of God that passeth all understanding shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. And I thought, this is that peace. Because we hear a lot about people who talk about the love they feel when they pass. I have always struggled with anxiety, bad anxiety. And that peace was like the antidote. It's like it washed away. I was no longer an anxious person. I was just a person full of peace. And I'm not even sure I was a person, I was a being. I do believe that these experiences are tailor-made because, jumping ahead a little bit, after I was revived, I remember being loaded into the ambulance because the funny thing is, when you are revived, like this was a very modest little ER, and like I said, no hospital nearby, they couldn't wait to get me out of that hospital. They had gone from kind of dilly-dallying around to saying, get her out of here, send her to a trauma hospital. So they loaded me very quickly in the back of an ambulance. And I remember as I was being loaded in that ambulance thinking, my entire life I've been fascinated by NDEs, and I just had one.